What's good, people? What's good? Shout out to the replay crew. You know what we do here again. Had to spin the block one more time. Uh, Hopefully, everybody is good as we going into this Christmas season and things are transforming and unfolding before our eyes. Yeah, what a time to be alive. That rhymed. But I'm just grateful for the moment. And as I said, I'm gonna jump right into it. I want to talk about something that I said I was going to talk about last time, and that's convenience. Sometimes we fail to realize what it could do to us, and don't get me wrong. For the sake of argument, convenience has its place. Especially when things are stressing us and things need to be made a little bit easier. You do need convenient situations that are easy to get to. Be it you're trying to get to a destination quicker, be it you need a certain thing for a headache, or maybe you need some rest, or maybe a situation needs to be made a little bit easier. But I was reading this interesting article from this site called The Medium, and it was saying by Jeff Hayward, one of the publishers of the article. He was saying convenience is killing us all. The biggest problem we face globally are symptoms of laziness. We consider our biggest collective problems, we might think climate change, famine, traffic congestion, pollution, and rampant capitalism. But these are merely side effects of the real issue, the deep human desire for convenience. And I could definitely agree with that. It's a deep desire to try to make things easier, to try to put things, in a palatable way. And it has its place, especially when things are in a complex, complicated world. But when you fixed the big issues or you've dealt with certain things, and there's certain things that you need to take care of, like just, what you eat, your health, being clean, taking care of your taxes or paying your bills and taking care of your family. Do you really need to make things easier than what it should be? Sometimes you have to go through the struggles. Sometimes you have to understand what it is to pull your weight or what it is to go through a challenge. It's like riding a bike. When you're riding a bike, you know, the easiest way to learn to ride a bike is to fall. And people don't like to fall because the fall hurts. But if you don't fall and get through that process of getting up and learning to balance yourself, you'll never really learn how to ride a bike. And in that, you find balance in the good and the bad, in being up and being down. Because if you don't learn to balance yourself, if you don't learn to get through adversity, if you don't learn to have the struggles of life be something that you need to overcome and deal with and learn how not to let them get you down, it can be a situation where you're constantly going through things and you're ill-equipped and ill-prepared. Well, what else was it saying in this article? He's saying cars are now being built with parallel parking, automatic brakes for hazards, and even travel across cities without a driver. At the same time, drivers are probably relying less on their own instincts. And that's one of the things I wanted to really focus on, because I'm not going to go read the whole article. I put the link in the comment section below for those people that may want to read the article or get into it or not get into it. I think one of the ways that a lot of the convenience and the technological advances sometimes hurts us is that we lose track or sight of our instincts and intuitions to the point where we don't really rely on trusting, things that we develop naturally, as opposed to, okay, I can Google it. When's the last time, many people have been to the library and had a library book, or really actually going outside or look for something, search for something, on their own and try to, just go through the process of discovering. Sometimes I think the process of discovery gets lost because we have so much of the smartphones and things at our fingertips that we get so accustomed to it. You got AI now, AI finds things for you at the tip of a hat. You got AI that can, negotiate legal contracts now. So, AI can do many things, but is it making us lazier? I don't know. Valerie, appreciate you for coming through. What I'm talking about just right quick is convenience, how convenience can make us lazy, how it can dull our instincts, our senses, how it can take us to a point where you're so dependent on technology and convenience. It's almost like living out the Jetsons. You know, meet George Jetson, his boy Elroy. But I don't know. I don't think it's all necessarily a bad thing, but I think too much of a dependency on, you know, the modern technology and the things that we have out at our fingertips, this smartphone, you know, these things, they can I don't want to say they can retard our senses, you know, forgive me, I'm not calling anybody retarded, but they can dull our senses to the point where we forget what it's like to survive. Like if you put somebody who's from the city out in the middle of the wilderness somewhere and you had to tell them to survive, they couldn't do it. Or like if your water, your lights go off, or your heat, you know, your hot water, whatever it is not working, what do? A lot of these kids growing up will never know the struggles and never know the challenges of washing clothes by hand. You know, what do you do? What you do have stuff like that. So I guess these are first world problems, but we have to be careful, just even for folks that are older. You know, we have to be careful not to be so dependent on this technology that you forget survival skills, survival tactics, things that we've learned, you know, just growing up, you know, however you've grown up, you know, especially if you come from a certain type of background. Online ordering is a convenience when it's done right, but can be a pain sometimes when it's wrong with the order. Yes, I agree. What's going on? Happy holidays to you, Rock. I appreciate you for coming through always, always. Happy holidays to everybody and everything that they celebrate out there. We appreciate you. We're talking about Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas, all of that. Appreciate that. But yeah, you know, especially even online ordering. I'm glad you brought that up, Valerie, because I got so used to ordering stuff off of Amazon that you forget there used to be a 99-cent store. You used to actually go out and get toilet paper or dish detergent. Some basic things, you know, that I might go get. I mean, I might lemon juice. I'm ordering offline, socks and clothes and things of that nature. You know, when it's done right, yeah, it works. You know, convenience is good sometimes, but it can really hurt us because to the point you get so lazy and you get so used to somebody or something else doing it for you. You know, just like with math problems, if I want to figure out a math problem, I can Google any type of math problem that I want to figure out, and I can, you know, get it and you know, see it for what it is and not have to actually figure things out. So it comes to a point where it takes away our critical thinking skills. And I tell people to use technology sparingly, to sometimes, you know, pull yourself back, have a time where you turn off the TV, you turn off the phone, you don't totally get rid of it, you don't throw it away. Technology is not bad, technology is not the devil. You know, some people may feel that way. It's more or less how you use it. You know, how do you implement it in your daily life, and do you make it a source of everything that you do? You know, is it something that it's like, I remember I had a supervisor on my job one time. He told me that if he didn't have the smartphone, he would die. And every time you seen the supervisor, he was like this. So I joked with him. I said, "You have the supervisor. It's like you have the the phone, the smartphone, surgically attached to your face," and it is crazy. Valerie says Steve ordered shoes online and they arrived today. They still had this store security device on them. That's crazy. That's crazy. But again, that's something that happens with, you know, convenience and some of the things that we do when we have stuff online. You know, you still have to double check this stuff. You still have to know what to do. You still have to remember that. I mean, think about it. You can go online and get anything that you wanted, you know, and never have to leave your home. While that is a blessing and a plus for people with mobility issues and folks that really don't have people to help them, it can be a hindrance to somebody who's used to going out there and doing things and being on the move and on the go and being active and not being sedentary. So you have to be careful with that, you know, not becoming sedentary, not becoming lazy, not becoming somebody that's dulling your senses and your instincts and your ability to understand. Your kids are definitely spoiled. I mean, don't get me started with the kids, but it's also the adults too. Sometimes adults, a lot of times we have to model the behavior for what we want the kids. Creative redundancy, appreciate it. We live an hour away from the closest shopping area. Well, true. I mean, when you live a far away or you live a certain ways away, you do want to have certain things delivered to you. But well, I guess I'm talking to the person that lives right across the street. and they're still ordering stuff from Amazon. You know, it's one of those things where you want to really be careful about what it is that you do and how much it is that you depend on these particular things and with the technology. And by no means am I against technology and the advances that we make. All that I'm saying with this live stream and what it is that I'm telling you is that convenience can hurt you at times, because you can become so dependent on it that you forget that there's things that you should be doing yourself. There's things that you should never stop doing, regardless of how advanced the technology gets. You know, whether AI becomes, you know, smarter than human beings, whatever the case may be, you should always be willing to live life and experience things in real life, you know, and remember what it was like to you know, tie your own shoe and, you know, drive somewhere and just take a chance to go out there in nature and take it all in. Because you don't want to, because I guarantee you this, you will miss a time if it all goes away where you had the ability to spend money, go in the store, browse around, look around, and figure it out for yourself. Definitely there are pros and cons out there to anything. And what I try to tell people is to try to have more balance in what you do. Don't be so quick to throw away the struggles or the willingness to learn things in order for convenience. Because convenience, as the article said from the Medium, convenience can kill us all. And hopefully it doesn't do that for you. Thank you for listening. Appreciate you. Don't forget to check the article out in my description box. Leave a comment to show whether or not you disagree or you agree with what I'm saying in this live stream. Shout out to those that watch it back in the replay. You don't have to research anything anymore, Alexa. We have, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, imagine that. You don't have to milk a cow by hand anymore, you know. But yeah, they got machines for that too. And I mean, listen, the society, the technology is going to advance and go where it goes. But I'll leave you with this. It is something that I think Einstein said. He said we have a problem. It was either Einstein or Benjamin Franklin. I forget which one said it. He said we have a problem when our technology surpasses our humanity. And we're dangerously close to that being the case now. So you don't want the technology to surpass your humanity and your ability to do things on a human level where you don't understand or recognize the life that you should be living. And on that note, I'll see you next time.